you know, what your personal commitment should be. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Um, I want everybody to understand. And by the way, I'm going to be doing this training today on multiple levels. And what I mean by that is, I'm assuming, I don't know everybody on the call. I'm assuming there's going to be some people on this call who are either very, very new into the business or maybe not even started yet. I'm going to be speaking to you. There are people who are on the call today, obviously, who've been in the business for a while. I'm going to be speaking to you as well. And then I'm also going to be speaking to that third level of people who are the people who really want to take this thing to a whole nother level this year. So the conversations are going to be a little bit mixed in terms of how I converse with you, but I'll try to be as clear and transparent as I possibly can so that you'll know what message is for you. Now, multiple messages will take place, but you'll know which message is for you. So just kind of keep that in mind. I also want to spend some time in terms of letting you know what you need to do to market your business, to get to that next level. But I think in order to get to that next level, we all need to kind of get to a point where we understand our level of commitment to our business, our level of commitment to ourselves, our level of commitment across the board. One of the things that I've been noticing, and this is not one voice, this is, you guys know I coach other people, other companies, I mentor other people. I was on a call last night in Vegas with some individuals, business owners, and leaders in their respective right. And, you know, just sharing some things with them in terms of what success and commitment and all these things look like. And what I'm noticing around the country and around the world is people are losing the concept of what a commitment is. You know, what does it mean to be committed to yourself? What does it mean to be committed to everything? Let me ask a question. I'm going to open the floor real quick. This is informal, but real quick. Can somebody tell me what your thought in terms of commitment is? Anybody, just kind of come off of mute and just let me know, or raise your hand and let me know what your level of commitment is. What do you think commitment means? Not you personally, but what do you think commitment means?
This is Diane. Commitment is doing what you said long after the feeling has left, being of integrity.
Okay, excellent. Anyone else?
Commitment is also giving as much as you can to the project to the degree in which you said you were going to give it. So whatever degree you said you're going to give a project, that you give it your all.
Yeah, yeah. There were two messages in there, but you're right, Aisha. That at the end of the day, you know, you want to be able to give it your all, everything. What else? One more person. What do you think commitment is? Anybody?
Well, my word is bond. So normally if I start something, I want to see it till the end. If it's to be, it will be. So that's
Yeah,
integrity.
yeah, yeah. That's another key word, integrity. You know, and this kind of all ties into what all of you are saying, but I want to be able to drill a little bit deeper. So for those of you who may be new or may be growing in your understanding of commitment and those type things, then you know we'll do a little bit of a deep dive into what that means. I don't want you guys to write this down. If you know, I want everybody to pay attention. This is very important. This is not going to be a sexy type training, but it's going to be crucial in terms of your development as a person and a business owner. So I want you to really pay attention. Don't be focusing on other stuff, TV, dishes, clothing, and all that other stuff. Just focus in for the next few minutes just on what it is that we're talking about. Because I think if you get this today, it's going to benefit you long term, not just with one voice, but being able to fulfill whatever it is that you're looking to do in terms of your desires in every aspect of life. Here's what here's the hierarchy of commitment. Okay, here's the hierarchy of commitment. You want to write this down, and this is four things, and this is from my perspective. But the first entity you want to be committed to is God. You want to have a commitment to God. Different people view God differently. I'm not getting into that. We got different versions of people who believe in God, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Allah. You got people who don't believe in anybody. But at the end of the day, I think that first level of commitment is to God, to your creator. That's going to be very important. I'll tell you why as we go on. But having that first level of commitment to God is critical. That second level of commitment is to your family. You want to understand this chronology. You want to understand this hierarchy of commitment because this is what's going to solidify you as a person in order to solidify you as a business owner. So, okay, you got God, you have family, then you have a commitment to yourself. It's interesting if you understand this hierarchy that nothing comes before God, nothing comes before your family. You know, in a perfect world, there are scenarios where it may be different, but in a perfect world, this is the hierarchy of that. And then fourth and finally, in that commitment is your dreams. What are your dreams? Now, if you notice this level of commitment, if you notice the chronology of it, and don't ever mix it up. It is this is what it is. It's your God, it's your family, it's yourself, and then it's your dream. So when you start to look at what it is that you want to do, how does this relate to one voice? Um, if you really want to have long-term success in one voice, which is your dream, right? That fourth level of commitment, then you got to start at the top. You got to get some type of solid foundation from God. You really have to. I can't speak on people who don't believe in God. I don't know what that is. Um, but I do understand the value of having a creator where when things aren't going the way you think they should go, if you understand the process of your creator, then that will give you a sense of normalcy in your mindset in terms of saying, you know what, I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do. I talked to Ms. Mercadale earlier in the week, and she was talking to me about um, a sermon that she heard from T.D. Jakes called Delayed Gratification. And what she shared with us is so powerful because it goes right to the point that I'm talking about now. When you understand what delayed gratification is, that means you understand the teachings of God. You understand that if things aren't going your way right now, that's okay because it's a part of the process. If you don't have that component in your hierarchy of commitment, if there is no God in your hierarchy of commitment, then you've already lost because you don't know why things are going the way they're going. You have no reference point. I hope that makes sense. And then obviously your family. Now, different people's family is different. Certain people have a strong bond with their family. They, they're always together. They're always on one accord, and that whether it's your household family or your family in its entirety, it's important to have that commitment, especially in your household when you got kids or a spouse or whatever. You have to have a commitment to that person. Now, let me tell you something. This is to some of the people that you may be married and your husband or your wife, they really don't understand your one voice vision. I'm a believer in respecting your household. I'm a believer in respecting that level of commitment, that hierarchy of commitment. So here's the thing. Let's just say you're getting started. This is for new people. Okay, new people, you may have just gotten into the business, or you may not even be in the business yet, and you're looking at it, you're adjudicating what it is that we're doing, and you want to go home today and you want to talk to your significant other or your spouse about the opportunity. Because that second level of commitment in that hierarchy is your family, you want to give that person the respect that they are due, or that they are due in a conversation similar to this. Let's just say, you're a wife and you want to talk to your husband today about the business. You want to get involved in the business. Give your husband or give your wife this respect. Say, hey, look, I ran into something today that I'm really excited about. I had a chance to meet some people via Zoom, and the vision that they painted seems like something that I can really commit to. I'm excited. I really want to do it. I want to do this business. They talked about how you can make money. They talked about how you can control your own future. But here's the key, guys. Here's the key in this conversation. But before I get started, I want to ask you, husband, Do you have something that can take us from where we are to where we need to be? Do you have something that can help us grow as a family from where we are to where we want to be? Do you have something, husband, that will allow us to have the desires of our heart from where we are today to where we want to be? Because husband, if you do, I want to do what you're talking about doing. I want to do it. If you have something, I want to do it. But husband, if you don't, I have found something, and all I ask is that you support me in what I found in this one voice venture. See, what you've done in that conversation, you have given them the respect that they deserve, as your spouse, your significant other, whatever the case may be, by letting them know, hey, look, if you got something, let me put it in my hood conversation. Look, if you got something that we can do, I'm down. Let's do it. If you don't, I don't need you bitching and moaning and complaining when I'm talking about I have to get on a Zoom or get on a webinar or meet with some people or do three-way calls. I don't want you to do all of those kind of things, because if you have something to do, I do what you do. If you don't, I need you to respect what I'm trying to do for this family. That's what that second level of hierarchy is all about. Respecting, and I'm talking about commitment still, respecting and honoring your commitment to your family. So you got God, you got that commitment to your family. You've given them the respect that and you're ready to roll. You're ready to really get into it, right? That's what's important about understanding that hierarchy of commitment. And then that third thing we talked about is yourself. Look, you have to have a level of commitment to yourself. At some point, even though you're going to service your family, obviously you're going to service your God, but at some point you got to eat the big piece of chicken. That means you gotta, be that one. You have to be the one. For me, I took the initiative to be the one in my circle to say, you know what, enough is enough. Break a generational curse or whatever it may be, but you have to make a commitment to yourself, your health, your mindset, your spirituality. All of these things are important. And then finally, that fourth thing is your dream, which is your business. You make that commitment to yourself and to your dream. Now, my question to you is, how many of you are committed to those four hierarchies of four levels of commitment? Your God, your family, yourself, and your dream. If you're not committed, especially in that order, then that's something you want to work on in 2022. That's something you physically want to work on in 2022, because it's going to bring clarity into your life. If you have some semblance of that commitment, then, touch a screen and just say, I'm committed. Whether you're on your phone, whether you're on your laptop, whatever it is, touch your screen and say, you know what, I'm committed. I'm ready to get this done. Because what does it mean? Let's take a little bit more of a deep dive. What does it mean to be committed? We understand the hierarchy: God, family, yourself, and your dream. But then what does it mean to truly be committed? Why do you think that you can not do certain things and still be blessed? And I want you to think about that. What do I mean? Some people, well, I heard somebody say this is, about a ministry. Some people think that you can give an offering in church and you're done and you're going to be blessed. It doesn't work that way. How do you think you're going to be able to just give an offering or show up to church or your place of worship and you're done? That's not a commitment, right? Same thing with your marriage. Just because you're there, that doesn't mean you're in a committed marriage. You want to be equally yoked. What does that mean? That means you're not just giving all the time. You got to be getting as well. So many people in their marriages, they're giving, and not getting anything. Look, get a divorce. No, I shouldn't say that. I take that back. I take that back from this Zoom. I don't take that back from what I think. I take that back from the Zoom. But seriously though, you can't just always be giving. It has to be equal. You have to be equally yoked. So no matter what it is that you're doing, whether you're a student, whether you have a job, it won't work. And you're not going to be blessed unless you totally committed to what you're doing. You have to be able to walk that walk. Okay? You can't build your business just by thinking what it is that you're going to get. And this is going to touch some nerves with a lot of people, because you're looking at your business and you're thinking about everything that you can get from the business, and you're not even thinking, what is it that you're giving? What are you giving to your business? Not to One Voice, Sam Orme, or your upline. What are you giving to your business from your own perspective? Remember that fourth level of commitment, your dream. What are you giving? Are you obviously doing the fundamentals, showing up, starting on time, doing all those kind of things? But are you, sharing your link? Are you talking to people? What are you doing to commit to your business? Are you walking that walk? Do you give as much as you get? Are you giving to your One Voice business, to your hotshot model? And be honest with yourself. Are you giving as much as you're expecting? That's important to know. Why is it important to know? Because it's going to, just like with your marriage, you have to be equally yoked in your business. Okay? You have to be equally yoked. That means you're going to give something and you're expecting certain things in return. Even if you have to write this down. As a matter of fact, I think you should write this down at some point today. Concerning your business, concerning your marriage, concerning yourself, concerning your God. What is it that you're giving? Okay, what is it that you're getting? I should say, what is it that you're getting? And then write down what you're giving. So it's getting and giving. What is it that you're getting from your creator? What is it that you're getting from your business? But then what are you offering? I want you to think about that for a second. Let that marinate. Some people, they have 1 foot in the business, 1 foot out of the business, 1 foot in, their marriage, 1 foot out of the marriage, 1 foot into this. And, you at some point, you have to totally commit. That's what we're still talking about, commitment. You have to totally commit to what it is that you're doing.
Dr. Orm, we have a question in the chat.
Okay, let me see. Um, um,
Dr.
well, you're,
Orm, it's a question from me about shifting, like shifting a dream or want into a burning desire that causes you to really take action. Like you want it, but it's just like, move, girl.
yeah.
That one.
Yeah, I don't want to be preaching today. First of all, I'm not qualified to, but here's what I will say. And it's ironic that you asked that question, because I got this question on the call I was doing in Vegas last night. People, someone asked me last night, when you come into that proverbial fork in the road, in terms of what you need to do. Do I go left? Do I go right? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? For me, my answer is, you always want to err on the side of, and I shouldn't say error, you always want to look at, are you doing it for you, or are you doing it for God? If you have a fork, and if you're honest about what it is that you seek, um, are you doing what you're doing for yourself, which means you would take the left fork, or are you really doing what you're doing for God, which means you would take that right fork? If you're honest with yourself and you start to look at those things, well, I just want a car, I just want a house, I just want to be able to do this and that. All of those things are things for you. But conversely, are you looking to, empower people? Are you looking to bless other people? Are you looking to help, bring their lives to another level? So for me, that first thing, Anna, is to identify what that your motivation is. What's your motivation? Now, am I saying that you would neglect the things that you want? No, but they're secondary to what it is that you're supposedly being mandated to do by your creator. It's secondary to that. And so you want to fit that thing into the equation. Now, talking about that burning desire, the words that you use, here's what the burning desire means to me. If it is that fork in the road that is of your creator, then that is instant burning desire. That is instant. You don't need no more motivation than that. You ain't doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the mandate of God. I call it the mandate of God because it is your teachings in terms of how to empower other people and bless other people. Look, guys, One Voice is just a pillar of empowerment. Um, I could have made a lot more money 17 years ago by not starting One Voice. I could have had a lot more headache. There could have been so many more directions I could have gone that would have made my personal life a lot better. Even today, my personal life would be a lot better. But that ain't why I'm in it. I'm in it to empower as many people as possible around the world. That's why I get so passionate about what it is that I'm doing. So when you want that burning desire, when you're really at that fork in the road, and when you really, want to know what that example of your dream is, it all starts with those end values. End values. You guys have heard the phrase a means to an end. Well, means values are things like your house, a car, the boat, money, jewelry. Those are means value. In the big scheme of things, they have no value. The money, the car, the boats, none of that stuff has value. But it's a means to the end values, END. So what does that mean? The means to an end means how you feel, how you're empowering people. I feel blessed. I feel loved. I feel sexy. I feel strong. I feel confident. Those are end values. And those means values direct you to those end values, which are things the way you feel. You can always differentiate between a means value and an end value. Because you can always touch means value. You can touch a car, you can touch a boat, you can touch money, you can touch jewelry, so forth and so on. You can't touch blessed. You can't touch confident. You can't touch sexy. You can't touch loved. You can't touch, those type things, right? Empowered. You can't touch those things. Those are things that you can't touch. Those are of God. They should give you that passion and that burning desire. Those things that are means values that you can touch, they are not only means, they are meaningless. It's just a piece of the puzzle. I hope that helps.
It helped a lot. Thank you.
You're so very welcome.
And you did preach. Okay, bye.
I've been listening to so many people of faith this week because I'm trying to grow myself. I'm trying to grow. I'm working real hard to grow, and so I've been listening to so many people that it's starting to rub off. Not that I don't understand a lot of it, but I know what I know. So anyway. So that's what that level of commitment is all about. So now when you start to and thanks for letting me know that there was a question, Mr. Doucette. I'm not really looking at the screen per se. So if you guys see a question or something, somebody raise your hand. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it. Just let me know. Because I'm thinking I'm not so much looking at the screen. So a lot of people, here's something else. A lot of people say, well, look, I thought I'd be way ahead of where I am today. I'm age 20, I'm age 30, I'm age 40, I'm age 50, I'm age 60, whatever your age. A lot of people are thinking, I really thought that I'd be much further ahead in life than I am. Let me tell you why you're not further ahead. It's not the devil, it's not, the man, it's not all of this axillary stuff. It's simply because you've never thrown your whole self at anything and totally committed to the end. That's all it is. Totally committed to the end, because people will use the excuse of, well, I didn't have enough money, or I didn't have enough this, or I didn't have enough that. One thing that I have learned is that, if God gave you a vision, he has given you the provision to make that happen. That means you have everything you need. Now, you may not understand what it is, but you have to become very resourceful and still working through the process until the process manifests itself. But you got to be committed in order to work through that process. You got to be totally committed. You got to sell out. You got to sell out to your dream. You got to sell out to those 4 levels of commitment. Think about that. I want that to marinate with you, because some of you have yet to do that in any aspect of your life. You do just enough to do whatever, but you really hadn't sold out. Not in your marriage, not with your family, not with your kids, certainly not with your business, certainly not with yourself. You want to be able to do that. You want to be able to totally commit, okay? So when you're looking at that, A part of being committed to yourself, a part of being committed to those hierarchy, those levels that we talked about, is to help you build yourself to greatness. You're the goose ultimately that will lay the golden egg in your life. Okay. Now we understand the spiritual aspect of it, but at the end of the day, there are some works that need to take place as well. You're that goose that will ultimately lay the golden eggs in your life. So you got to be whole. And in order to be whole, you got to have a certain type of mindset. In 2022 with One Voice, I'm taking this company on a whole nother level, guys. I'm taking it on a whole nother level. I want every single person that has committed to this company in whatever capacity, I want you to be along for this journey because I know it's going to be incredible. I know it's going to be an incredible journey. You know, again, I spoke with Miss Mercadale yesterday, and she shared some things with me with so much passion. It had me so fired up. I was doing one of her dances around the crib because she spoke with what 22 holds with such passion and conviction. You got to understand that this is it. It's our time. There's a transfer of wealth from the wicked to the righteous, from people who, have been doing all of these things and sacrificing so many things for so many years. It's our time. But it's not your time if you don't commit 110% to what it is that you need to do. Greatness ain't for sale. Greatness ain't for sale. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Even God said, you do the work and leave the results up to him. How can you go wrong? Think about what he said. Do you do the work and leave the results up to him? Now, I'm putting it in my own words because, again, I'm not a pastor, theologist or theological school or whatever they went.
Theologian.
Yeah, that, yeah. Well, I ain't that. I don't have no type of certificates for that. But I can tell you, I really believe that God said, if you do the work, leave the results up to him. That's going to be important. As a matter of fact, I listened to, I hope all of y'all heard it yesterday, Pastor Landrum's podcast. He talked about, success is not for sale. And it's so interesting how all of these things come to play. We had a leadership call earlier in the week. And I know Ms. Mercadale and Clayton, they were talking about some things in terms of, I mentioned earlier, delayed gratification. And, Mr. Doucette and Mr. Landrum, they was talking about what it takes to win. And then I started listening to people, and I've been doing calls and meeting with groups and organizations, and, had this meeting with Dr. Trim about the big vision of what success means and all of these things. And then yesterday, Pastor Landrum's podcast, yesterday morning, I think it was, podcast, talked about success is not for sale. If you did not, matter of fact, I'm going to give you that link. If you did not, hold on, let me pull that up. If you did not listen to that podcast, now I'm not trying to sell you on this podcast. I'm trying to sell you on you. He talked about, success is not for sale. The overarching thought on that is you got to do the work. It's not going to be easy. It's not just gonna come. I'm just let y'all listen. Let me see if I can post this real quick, and y'all can copy it and listen to it at your leisure. It's on it. It should be on his website too, the changingfacesministry.com. But let me just send that to y'all. So take a look at that podcast. Listen to that podcast that he did yesterday. And the irony of it all is all the conversations we've had this week, we hadn't talked to each other about what this means. It's just that it's all coming together like a puzzle. Oh, by the way, Christine, I see, I think I just saw Christine Jackson. Yeah, I see you in the corner. I sent you an email, so check your emails if you haven't, Miss Jackson. I have to call you Christine, and I don't mean this in any disrespect, Christine. I have to call you Christine. I can't call you Miss Jackson because there's only one, and that's Janet. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is only one Miss Jackson. I just call you Christine. I don't care what I got to do. I have on my goal list. That's gonna be my wife. But need I digress? So
Brother.
Anyway, let me get back to this training. But yeah, check out that podcast when you can. Now, when we talk about greatness not being for sale and being committed, you have to make sure, guys, that when you're talking to people about your business, you got to stop asking people to invest in your business if you haven't invested in your business. And I don't mean invested $99 into your business. I don't mean that. I mean, if you haven't invested in your business, you're asking people to become a part of your company. Remember, you're building a company within a company. This is not mine. This is yours. Your company should be the same, have the same opportunities as One Voice. So you're building a company within a company. You're asking people to invest in your business, but you haven't invested in your business. We know who's doing what. If you haven't invested in your business, and we're talking about just from the laws of attraction, you're not going to attract people into your business if you haven't invested in your business. Contrary to that, those of you who have, you're always attracting the right people to your business. It's just the laws of attraction. It's just always like that. You know what? People that are always late, they're always late. People that are always on time, they're always on time. You can count on it. You can set your clock by it. You know, dogs hang with dogs, cats hang with cats. There is a law of the universe. It is what it is. Well, you will attract what you are. If you want to have a certain kind of people in your organization, in your business, then you become that. Become what you seek, and what you seek will come to you. Sometimes that means getting rid of some things that may be holding you back. I know you may love some of your friends, you know, and all this other kind of stuff, but guess what? Your destiny is too great. Your mandate is too important for you to hang around people that are not adding value to your life. Your destiny is too great. Your mandate is too important to hang around people that are not adding value to your life. Let them go. I don't mean dismiss them from your life. I just mean don't allow them to affect what you are doing. I talked about family earlier. I've said this on more than one occasion, but I can count on one hand the number of people in my family that has supported my business in 17 years. I can count on one hand. They know the success. I can count on one hand. Now, does that mean I dismiss my family? No. I love my family. But I'm not allowing them to affect my business. I don't care what they don't do, right? I don't think it's because they don't love me or they don't respect me, all of that. They just suffer from stinking thinking. That's okay. I just can't allow it to affect me. It's not okay if it affects you, right? So let those people go if they're not adding value to your life because there's too much at stake. You need people that's going to bring out the best in you. You need people that's going to challenge you to be great. You need people that's going to allow you to continue to grow because they're continuously growing. Not that just sitting there and withering and dying on a vine. You don't want that. You want people to be able to go to that next level. Okay? You have to understand, even with all of that I said and all of that I'm sharing with you, you still have to understand this. There's only one right time in your life for a certain entity. There's only one right time. You know, we have things that we're waiting on, whatever it is. We're waiting on this to manifest itself. We're waiting on that to manifest itself. We're waiting on, your, what do they call it? The person, whoever it is, that come into your life, your significant other. You're waiting on that person to manifest himself or herself. You're waiting on all of these things, right? But there's only one right time. And that one right time is already predetermined. It's already predetermined. So that means no matter what you do from the perspective of your creator, no matter what you do, you can't change that one right time. Your responsibility is to not change that time. Your responsibility is to do your job. So when that right time approaches, then you are prepared and that promise can be delivered. I want you to understand that. That's very important. I don't care what you do, you cannot change that right time. There's only one right time. If it has been determined that that one right time is, I'm just throwing out a date, July 1st, 2022. There's nothing you can do to make that date come sooner or later, right? That is the right time for whatever it is you're hoping to manifest itself. But here's the thing. That doesn't mean you sit on your butt and just wait on July 1st. What that means is you continue to build capacity, build yourself, build your strength, do the things that you're supposed to do. And when that day comes, you're prepared to now handle that thing that for which you have been praying for, that promise. Through faith and patience, okay, you will have that promise. But it only comes between what? Faith and patience. And you got to do the work. You got to do the work. When you have that faith, when you have that patience, when you're doing the work, all you have to do from that point is wait for the promise to unfold. Now, we don't know what that date is. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be 5 years from now. We don't know. But we have an obligation to do our jobs, to do the work, to remain committed. There's that word again, to remain committed to whatever it is that we so desire. But understanding that there is only one right time and you can't change it. So keep your faith, keep your patience, do the work, and that promise will unfold itself. There's nothing wrong. People say, well, what's wrong? Why am I not, getting this? Or why is this not happening? Or why can't I have this? Or why can't I have that? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. It's just timing. It's just timing, and you can't do it. You don't have the ability to change time. So all you got to do is wait. You just have to wait. You have to put in the work, though. You have to have that level of commitment. People say that they're committed to their business, and they'll tell you one thing, but, we know the difference. How does all of this talking about, being committed and all of this stuff, how does this translate to your business? How does this translate to One Voice? I said all of that stuff because I want you to be in a certain mental space to understand how this translates to One Voice and what's blocking your growth. Most of the time, it's just you, right? So let's get beyond that and understanding you have to commit. If you don't commit, the things that you so desire, they cannot manifest itself. And understand, you cannot change the time, so don't even worry about it. You cannot change the time. So now you start to look at the tangible things in terms of building your business, like how to market your business. We have put together a system for your business in the Hot Shop Mall that is becoming the envy of the industry. And I'm not kidding. We've put together something that's second to none. We've taken out all of the guesswork. We've taken out all of the difficulties and given you a very simplistic approach to how you build and market your business. We talked about this, and I know people don't really believe it, but it's as simple as having the ability to share your link, your customer link, your downline link. If you get good at that, you'll get good at making a whole lot of money. Remembering, now that's fourth on your level of commitment, but those other things are part of the bigger picture so that you can get to that fourth thing, your dream. So now we're talking about the lesser things. We're talking about those means values now. We're talking about making money. How are you going to do that with your business? You got to get good sharing your links, your customer link, your downline link. Let me give you a tip on where you should be thinking. Remembering now, what I'm sharing with you can't be disputed because I put this compensation plan together. One thing that I want everybody to always remember, not just for me or for this company, in anything, in any capacity, if you can ever get into the minds of the creator of that thing, I'm not talking about a spiritual creator now, I'm talking about a physical creator of that thing. If you can ever get into the mind, if you can ever get to that point, you can really get everything you need to actually succeed from that point forward. So what do I mean by that? I created this compensation plan. And I've said this before, even when we were at the old compensation plan. I know what will make it thrive. I know what will benefit it greatly. In this hotshot mall model, even though we're saying you don't have to physically go out and recruit people, you don't have to physically go door to door and all of that other stuff. But when you build your distribution, that's the secret sauce. Building your distribution, that's the secret sauce. What's that distribution? That's people who own stores underneath your store. That's people who own stores underneath your store. Customer acquisition, and we know what customer acquisition, I'm not going to get into that, but customer acquisition is great with the hotshot mall. But here's what a lot of people are doing and have done. You bought a lot of stuff, right? You bought a lot of stuff, but there's only so much you can buy. And so when you stop buying stuff because you're self building, then you have nowhere to go. So the production falls, the volume falls, everything falls, right? Because you're your own customer acquisition machine. You don't have anything in place that will sustain your organization, your company within this company. I'm here to tell you that you need to build your distribution, because you can't physically do enough to keep the volume to where it needs to be. It's not designed for you to just buy. Yes, you want to buy. Yes, you want to support your business. Yes, you want to support your store. You know, I bought this sweater from my own hotshot mall, right? You want to support your own business. But that ain't enough. That ain't enough. You need to build that distribution. The simplest approach to making massive money in this company, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Doucette taught on this last week or the week before, are those digital connect products. And here's why. It encompasses both customer acquisition and downline distribution with massive volume. What do I mean? Well, you know that in order to get paid on level 1, you need $100 in volume on that level. And all sales on that level count toward that volume. Now, May 1st, you know that goes up to $500. It goes up to $500 in May 1st. No big deal if you're building your distribution. Imagine if over the next, 3 or 4 months between now and May 1st, you just got 2 Digital Connect customers. There's massive value in that Digital Connect product. The healthcare and all that's a part of it, 50 plus benefits, that's a part of the Healthcare Plus plan. The identity protection is getting bigger, stronger, and more necessary. There are multiple people that have told me that the Digital Connect product has already saved them a whole lot of headaches. And then you're incorporating your mall. All of these are components of that Digital Connect. Now, if you're new, you don't understand what that is, certainly want to get with your upline so they can explain it to you. It's very simple. But if you have just 2 Digital Connect customers, guys, for between now and May 1st, just 2 per month, and then you're talking to your team and the people that you're bringing in about the value of the Digital Connect product, that's going to duplicate through your organization, and you're going to have, I'm telling you, from being the creator of the compensation plan, you're going to have volume in your organization that will be unbelievable. But if you ain't doing nothing, you ain't getting any clicks, you ain't talking to people, you ain't sharing it, then you're not going to have the success no matter what you tell us. Let me show you something. I'm going to share something on my screen real quick just so you understand that we know. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Yeah, we know what's going on and why it's going on and how it's going on and what to do to help you. Can y'all see my screen? If you can, just either wave or give me a thumbs up or something to that effect. Can y'all see my screen? All right, cool. Here's what we see, in particular, Mr. Landrum. This is something that he checks, I'm sure, on a daily basis and, all this other kind of stuff. I'm just giving you just a little screenshot of a massive reporting system that we have. We can see everything. These are actual people. This is actual volume. This is actual production. we can see that there is a person, and I took, of course, the names and all that stuff to keep their anonymity. I can see, and Mr. Landrum can see this every day, that there's a person whose link got 202 clicks. There's the clicks. This person's link got 202 clicks. This person's link got 1. So I don't care what you tell your upline. I don't care what you tell Mr. Landrum. I don't care what you tell Ms. Mercadale Clayton, Mr. Doucette. I don't care what you say. People may lie, but numbers don't. You always talk about, well, this ain't working for me. This ain't working for that. This ain't doing this. The company this. The shirt too small. The shipping too long. Yeah, but you got 1 click. You got 1 click. I don't even want to hear it. But you got somebody else got 200 clicks. This person's links 35, 94. It varies. I can go through every single person in the system. This is what, 8 or 10 people. Every single person in the system, and see how many times your company has been linked. Your customer link, your downline link. We can see every single time that is clicked. If you're not sending it out, you're not going to make any money. We can see every single order that was done this month from we can see every order. This person didn't have not 1 order this month, right? This person had 23 orders this month. We can see every order you have per month in your organization. Here's something that should excite everybody, even though it's still not that great. Here's some people, and here is their actual total group revenue. This is their total group revenue. Just from people that ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing yet. This person got 7 clicks, yet their total revenue is over approaching $8,000. That means the people who are that. By the way, let me go back. This 7 clicks is your personal stuff. That doesn't say your organization is not blowing up. That means that your links only has 7 clicks, right? Now here's the importance of that though. With this particular person, if this person's revenue is approaching $8,000, yet they only have 7 clicks, here's the magic of this compensation plan. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. Here's the magic of this compensation plan. This person has 7 links. The organization total group volume is approaching $8,000. That means that person is on the verge to qualifying all the way to Crown Ambassador, right? Yet they're only getting paid on what they're doing, 20%. Just what they're doing. All that other stuff is waiting. This says what we're saying is working. It works. The compensation plan works. Guess what? You're going to have a level 2 and a level 3 and a level 5 and a level 10. You're going to have these levels whether you do anything or not. The question becomes, are you going to get paid on it? That becomes the question. That becomes the question. Oh, man. I'm stepping on some toes now. And we can see it. We can see what you're doing. We can see why. We can see your level of commitment. You can't tell somebody you're committed to your business when you ain't even passed your link out. And there's no way you passed your link out and just got 1 click. It don't even work like that. It don't even work like that. You got to understand that. These little piddly commission joints over here, all right, that's great. People getting these little commissions. That ain't nothing. It's something to some of y'all because you ain't got nothing. But we just getting started. We're just getting started. So here's my challenge to you. Get good at sharing that link. These clicks should all be 3 or 4 figures at least. That means you got 100 plus clicks. At least every single month. Because all you got to do is, run a $10 Facebook ad or create a landing page that will go to your link or email stuff out directly to people in your inbox. Instead of having all of this foolishness on social media that really don't mean anything, why not promote your business? Why not promote your business? I promise you, look, even if somebody don't buy something, you should see clicks. They looked at it. Y'all know it. Y'all know how it is, right? We see that stuff. Carol told me, oops, I shouldn't have said Carol. Well, now I've said it, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Carol asked me a question. Because she's my sister, I'm gonna throw her under the bus. But she asked me a question. She asked me, why is it that when we post something in One Voice Facebook or One Voice Instagram, why is it that we can see all of these One Voice reps that would click that flyer, but none of them shared it? She said, why is that the case? I'm like, Carol, I don't know. She said, why would a One Voice rep look at a One Voice flyer? Look at it. We can see they clicked it and looked at the flyer. Their own business, their own company, but they didn't share it. She asked me that. The only thing I can say is they're not committed to themselves. One Voice still don't grow. They're not committed to themselves. They're there looking for something else. They're not looking to take their business to another level. They're looking to be nosy, or they're looking to be a hater. That Willie Lynch syndrome. They're looking to be haters. They're looking to be nosy. They're looking to be anything other than productive. There is no reason you should see a flyer for your company, not my company, your company. You took the time to click the link. Took the time to click the flyer, and you did not share it with your own business. What an abomination. It's the same thing with your business. Even though people may not buy from your store every time, you should see the clicks. And you'll see this in your back office too, but you should see the clicks. And if nothing else, if you get enough clicks, you'll get enough sales. If you focus in on those Digital Connect products, 10 of those will gross you nearly $800 in monthly volume. Just 10 will gross you $800 in volume. Now, people may say, well, I'm only getting paid 20%. So you're getting paid. Now, think about this now. Here's what people may not know about the compensation plan, but I'm telling you, from the creator, I'm telling you. For every Digital Connect product that you have, you make a monthly residual income of $16 per customer. So if you got 10 of those Digital Connect products, your commission on that is $16 per. That's $160 right there. But then if you have the volume to get paid on your first level, well, right now, that's another $160 on your first level, and you didn't do anything. That's another $160 that's sitting on your second level. All of these people who get in this volume, that's because people are building their business in spite of you. But what you want to do is capture that money. What do you need to do to capture that money? Share your links. Share your links. And that lowest hanging fruit, here's why I like the Digital Connect product, is because obviously the money is a side. But it's an auto ship. It's a residual product, but you ain't worried about shipping. You ain't worried about complaints because people are saying, that it take too long to get here, or it's too small, or this or that. You ain't worried about none of that. And here's something that excites me as the owner of this company. I say this with all honesty and excitement. We have never, to this point, had anybody drop the Digital Connect product. Not one person. Nobody has dropped the Digital Connect product. Nobody. No, let me say that again. Nobody has said, you know what? I don't want it. Nobody. Since its existence, nobody has dropped that Digital Connect product. So what does that tell me as a business owner? If you can build your organization, your company within a company with that notion that you got a product, because everybody ain't gonna keep buying dresses every month, and everybody ain't gonna keep buying shoes every month, and everybody, that's not residual. If you built $100 in volume because people bought dresses, guess what they're gonna have to do in February? They're gonna have to buy dresses in order for you to get that same $100. But guess what happens if those customers are Digital Connect customers? Guess what happened in February? You just sit there and eat you a bologna sandwich with some cheese on it, and your money gonna roll in. Anyway, this is powerful, and we watch this. Mr. Landrum watched this more so than I do, but just understand that we can see the people who are committed to what it is that they're doing. Okay, so make sure you understand that and look at that in your organization. And by the way, guys, I'm not, nothing I'm sharing with you today, I'm not saying this from a perspective of fussing or anything like that, because I'm excited about where we are. We have never been in a better position than we are right now. Toward the end of this month, toward the end of this month or the beginning of February, you're going to start seeing a lot of mainstream ads for the Hot Shot Mall. A lot of mainstream ads. They're going to be just flooding the entire country, because we're in a better place than we've ever been before. I'm passionate because I want you guys to get your piece of what it is that we're doing. I want you to understand that it's here for you. You just got to get your piece for it. You got to be committed. You got to be able to build. This same call I had last night in Vegas, a lot of cats, they wanted to talk about, we talked about my book, we talked about all these other things they talked about, but how could they build a financial empire? Remember, these are business owners that I was speaking to anyway, and they were like, how can we expand our financial empire? What is it that we can do? How can we build these multiple streams of income and all of this revenue? Well, the first thing you have to understand, and this goes back to what I was telling you guys about commitment, you can't build multiple streams of income until you build one. You can't build multiple foundations until you build one. Let me put it to you in a mathematical sense. And then this is what I told the guy last night that had this question. If you have multiple businesses, and this guy does, he's doing extremely well, but let's just say hypothetically, you're creating multiple businesses, and none of those businesses have a foundation. If it doesn't have a foundation or support, then that business, from a numerical point, how we rate that is with a 0, right? So if your foundation has a rating of 0, then it doesn't matter about business 2, business 3, or business 4. You know why? Because you're multiplying those businesses by 0. What's 0 times 2? 0. What's 0 times 3 businesses? 0. What's 0 times 4 businesses? 0. What's 0 times 5 businesses? 0. Well, why is it all 0? Because your doggone foundation is 0. You got to build that foundation. A lot of people don't know, and this is what I'm telling this guy last night. I own 8 companies and a foundation. 8 companies. One Voice Worldwide, which all of you are part of, that's not my company. I mean, when I'm saying it's not my company, it's not the main company. The main company is a company called GTU. That's my parent company. I took the model of PepsiCo. PepsiCo owns Pepsi, owns Taco Bell, owns KFC, owns Burger King. PepsiCo owns all of those companies. A lot of people don't know that. So when I studied business years ago, I created an entity called GTU. That is my parent company. Under GTU, there's One Voice Worldwide. There's Farrah. There's Farrah CBD. There's One Voice Energy. There is Thrilling Hair. There is One Voice Mentorship Foundation. There is the Hot Shot Mall. All of these are companies and entities that are a part of GTU. Why? Because GTU is my foundation. If you don't have a foundation and your foundation is 0, none of those other things matter. None of it matters. So you need that foundation. We're offering you an opportunity to build your foundation right here at One Voice. It's the lowest hanging fruit. All you got to do is commit. Commit to what it is that you're doing. When I told that guy that last night, he was fired up. He sent me a Cash App tip too. I sent it back. I should have kept it. I should have kept it. But you got to have that foundation.
Gave it
Okay.
to me.
Who said? I didn't hear you say that again.
So you should have gave it to me.
Yeah, I should have. It's all good. You're going to have some yourself shortly. So you got to understand that, guys. So look, I'm going to close out because we're at our hour. I'm going to take a couple of questions before I close out, but I want to give you a couple of quick things. And of course, we want to, hear from our COO if he has something to share. But I do want to let you know, just give you a reminder that on January the 29th, we're going to have our award ceremony. Okay, we're going to have our award ceremony. And it's going to be via Zoom because we're social distancing and all of those things. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that link is already on your calendar. We'll double check that, but it's January the 29th. It's I think it's from 7 to 9, and it's award to celebrate and award and recognize everybody that did whatever they did in 2021. I want everybody to come on Zoom. I want everybody to get just dolled up. Just put on your good fancy clothes, even just from the top up. But let's put on your fancy clothes. Because we can't go out right now. We can't intermingle with everybody, but we want to make this special. We're going to have a good time. So that January the 29th, make sure you mark your calendars from 7 to 9 Eastern. I think it's Eastern time. We're going to have that award ceremony. Remember the May 5th that I want people to remember now, May 5th, that volume is going to go from 100 to 500 because I want people building between now and then. I don't want to be no surprises, no gotchas, no I didn't know. No, I'm telling you right now, and this is being recorded, May 1st is going to go to $500. It's going to benefit you greatly. Trust me when I tell you, if you follow the system, you'll benefit greatly. I think that's all I had on my notes. I want to open up the floor. First of all, if there's any questions that anybody may have, just keep them real quick and brief because we're a little bit over time if you have a question. And then I'll have Mr. Landrum close out, or not close out, but share anything he may have to say. Anybody got a question? No questions?
I have a question. This is Anna.
Yes, Anna.
Yeah, I'm one of those that's been MIA for a minute, so be patient with me, sir. But
Okay.
my question is, you say the volume is increasing to 500 in May 1st. But on the flyer that's on the website now, it's in small print. It says you have the 150 a month PD that you have to have. Is that correct?
No, it's an error. So where are you seeing that? We'll change it today.
It's a PDF flyer that's
Okay.
on the website. Like I want to say resources is something you can take.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
it's probably a typo. We'll change it. It's $100 right now. It'll go up to 500 on May 1st. The reason again it's going up. Actually, I set it at $500 from the beginning. And when I spoke to Ms. Mercadale, Mr. Doucette, and Mr. Landrum, they convinced me to bring it down. And I think, matter of fact, I don't even think it was a leadership call. It might have been a squad call where they convinced me to bring it down at least for 6 months to give people an opportunity to get acclimated with that. And so I did that following the squad. By the way, we have a squad call Monday. And so I did that for 6 months. But the reason I had it $500 because it's so easy to get $500 in volume. Remember, this is not what you're getting. This is a combination of you and the people that you introduce to the business. $500 in volume is literally nothing. You saw these people, some of them got $2,000, $3,000, $7,000 in volume. They ain't even crown ambassador yet, right? So the volume will be easy. So yeah, that's why it's going to change May 1st. But Anna, that document is incorrect. It should say 100 PV.
Okay, and is it a way that you can make that a document that can be edited? Because where it says on there, like the contact customer support, where we can possibly put our name.
Yep.
Or maybe that's just operator error that I'm not smart.
No, we can do that. I'm making a note.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we can do that.
Dr. Orm, check your direct message, please, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a quick question. I'm glad Anna brought that up because I also saw what she saw, but in listening to what you said, then the clarification is it's a group volume of $500 on your level one. Is that right? Or
That's right.
Okay, then great, because therefore my next question is, because you did change, then what is your personal level? If your group is 500, then that I took it to mean that the level one, your personal PV would be raised from 100 to 150. That's what the flyer.
It's still gonna that 100 is gonna go away. It's gonna be 500. But when we say group volume, your first level volume is what you do and what people on your first level does as well.
Exactly.
That's what we consider group volume.
Right. So then therefore you're saying that we won't have personal PV?
No,
Oh,
no, it's not
okay.
personal. It's not personal PV. That qualification will be that is group volume.
The
You really
group
don't have it
volume,
now. You really don't have personal PV. Excuse me, personal PV now. We're calling it that just to make the transition from the old comp plan to this comp plan simple. We'll break that down and maybe the next week training we'll do the comp plan. I'll make some note. Maybe one of the leaders will do comp plan next week.
okay, then thank you very much. And then finally, then I noticed that you did have your original training with all the information on it. Is that all still accurate that we can go over and review that?
On where you
On your very first training, when prior to you changing everything till May 1st, you did a training just like you're doing today and you recorded it and it's in our back. So my question is, I think it was about like over 2 hours maybe.
I have to look at it. I'll look
Yeah,
at it.
I
I
just
don't
want to make
even.
sure if we look at it, is that because that was your initial one and it did
Yeah,
pop.
I'll look at it because I don't even remember it to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll look at it to see what it says. Also, just kind of give you guys a update information. We're not going to do a corporate presentation this Tuesday. As a matter of fact, what we're going to start doing for the short term is doing a corporate presentation the first Tuesday in every month. The first Tuesday in every month. What we will be doing, and we're going to talk about this on the squad call Monday, but what we will be doing is if you have people that you want to present the opportunity to, then we'll do specialized presentation for you and those people. So let's just say let's say Elijah, for example, got 10 people that's excited or fired up about the business. We have a calendar where you can actually schedule a time for us to present to Elijah and Elijah's 10 guests, very specific to what they're doing. Reason we're doing this now is we want to start really getting in the trenches with the people who are working and need help. You know, sometimes when you're doing the whole big corporate thing, the people that really need the help, they get lost in the macro. Well, we want to kind of get into the micro, and that is giving you some focused attention. It's also going to force the people that's hiding behind corporate to do something. You know, you just can't plug in on Tuesday and let that be sufficient. It's not. We want you to have people that we can present to, and we'll present all day, every day. It doesn't matter. There's no certain day. As long as we're available, we will present for your people any day, anytime. So you should have access to presentations all the time. Now, we'll still keep the trainings on Saturdays, but make sure that, make note, we're not having a Tuesday meeting. It's going to be the first Tuesday in February. Any questions? All right, Mr. Landry, our COO. First of all, I want to thank you publicly for what you've been doing. You've been really putting forth a Herculean effort in terms of building the infrastructure of what it is that we're doing. I know you're taking calls and meetings and this, that, and the other. You're doing a lot for the company. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you personally for what you're doing. It's really refreshing to have somebody that competent as a COO and doing the things that you're doing. I know the team appreciates it because, you know, you're interacting with people. I don't know how, but you are. I can't do that's a skill that I don't have. But I want to thank you publicly and open the floor if there's anything that you need to share of anything that I missed.
At first, I just want to say thank everybody for joining us today, and definitely thank you, Dr. Orm, for taking out your time to come with us today. I'm so excited right now just for I see some things on where we're going. I see it. You know, now a lot of times, you know, to be able to pick up the phone and call some of these people and just talk, it's been really, really exciting because that way we find out. I'm laying out the structure for customer support. I'm laying out all of that. I'm creating a training. That's a lot of things that y'all don't see that we're excited about that's going to be taking place. This is what I tell you. Do not miss this moment in time. Please, 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 please Do not miss what's about to take place. Take full advantage of everything that is taking place right now. And when we talk about those meetings that you're going to have access to do meetings any time of the day or night, take advantage of that. It's going to get done. Put yourself in a position to have some fun while you're making a ton of money. And we got some other things that's about to be coming to the site as well. We're meeting with other vendors, other business owners that we're going to be having some new products coming to the site. So get excited. Be looking for this stuff. I don't know about y'all, but this training today, man, I tell you, it was refreshing. And it lets you know where you are, but more importantly, he told you how you can get there. So let's go get it. Let's have some fun. Once again, thank you, Dr. Orm. Thank you to each and every one of you. And let's go out and make this the greatest company in the history of the world.
Thank you, Mr. Landrum. I appreciate that. I actually went a bit out of order, and I do apologize. I do want to give our Crown Ambassador, Mr. Stanley Doucette and Ms. Dorothy Mercadale, if they, had anything to chime in. I typically would close out with the COO, but I apologize. I did. There was an oversight. Charge it to my head and not my heart. Mr. Doucette or Ms. Mercadale, do either one of you have anything you need to chime in before we dismiss?
I'll
Yes,
let Ms.
hello,
Mercadale go
everybody.
first.
Go
Okay,
ahead, Ms. Mercadale.
good morning. I just want to say thank you. That was an outstanding training. It was very enlightening, and it was everything that we needed to hear to get a jump start on this upcoming year. I'm excited. I'm excited about just like what Mr. Landrum just stated, and so did you and Mr. Doucette. And I think all of the One Voice family, we are excited about what's about to happen. It is about to really blow up at a big level. And it's time now. It's time now. But in order for that to happen, we have to do to make sure we're in the right place, to make sure we're doing everything that we need to do in order to make it happen. Guys, when I tell you this is our time, this is our season, we can do this. Just just get ready, get ready, get ready. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mercadale. She is, for those of you who may be new or just have not had an opportunity to meet her yet, this is the matriarch of our company. This is the glue that kind of keeps it together. She is a beautiful person with a beautiful spirit that has really helped all of us do so much, with this company. Whether you see her, you don't see her, you hear her, you don't hear her, just understand that behind the scenes, she's pushing buttons for all of us to make this happen. And I know, and I can speak for myself, there have been many times where I've been down or doubting or just really not 100% the way I should have been. And having an opportunity to speak with Ms. Mercadale, she always brings me back to that point where I need to be in order to thrive as a founder of the company. So I really respect and appreciate what she's doing as the matriarch of this company. And if you haven't had a chance to meet her or converse with her, you certainly want to do so at the first opportunity you get. And last but not least is certainly another Crown Ambassador. By the way, I'm tired of just talking about these two Crown Ambassadors. I'm waiting on somebody to just, get Crown Ambassador. I ain't calling no names, Clayton or Danica or Diane or any of these people. Just we need some Crown Ambassadors. I don't want to start calling names, but I know we need some Crown Ambassadors. But Mr. Doucette, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So first of all, congratulations on the training today, what you did, how you did it, how you executed, how you laid out. One thing that I'm constantly doing is studying successful people. You're one of those successful people that I continuously study, and how you lay out and how you conduct trainings, and how you actually articulate your words and verbalize them. When you inflect your voice, when you don't inflect your voice, when you passionate, when you subdued. So, first of all, I congratulate you and thank you for constantly being a reminder. And as I like to say, the myth and the legend himself. Second thing is, to everybody, Happy New Year to everybody. And I'm gonna just say this: get the book. just get the book. Dr. Orm don't sell books. It's he get queasy even asking for the check. He tell that to people all the time. But get the book. I'm gonna just be blunt. Just get the book. Support our leader and get the book. Like Carol said, share the flyer, get the book. So just get the book. If you already have it and you're reading, you understand how powerful this particular book is. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book. I know you, Dr. Orm, I know you so well, and I know you kind of like antsy in your pants right now.
It's like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Yeah. Get the book. And lastly, Clayton, Danica, Diane, Samira, Aisha, like Dr. Orm say, we need some other Crown ambassadors. Ms. Mercadale and I, we love it. Carol, we love it. But, we want to have this community of Crown ambassadors. I'm telling you, it is a whole nother training. It's a whole nother thought. It's a whole nother win that comes with the Crown ambassador training. So this is something you really want to go after. So I'll leave you guys with my normal saying, how many people blessings are attached to you? If you fail, then how many people behind you fail? So let's go to work, and we'll see y'all on the beaches of the world. Turn it back over to you, Dr. Orm. Come on, Carol.
Thank you so much, Mr. Doucette. Thank you for pushing the book. Like he said, I'm like the worst self-promoter there is. I just asking for anything, I cringe. But the book is important from a standpoint of, I said this on my podcast Thursday, from you guys, documentation beats conversation. And like I told a group in Vegas last night, this is One Voice. One Voice is not me, it's ours. And for us to, to be able to say that we have a book, we have this, the podcast, radio station. When I come outside of the One Voice bubble, and I know we're over time, and I got to say this, when I come outside of the One Voice bubble, and when people like the group that I talked to in Vegas last night, when they really listen to what One Voice has, they're totally amazed and blown away. The fact that we're on Walmart, the Walmart marketplace. Everybody can't say they're at Walmart. It's too difficult to get on. The book is on Amazon now, the paperback as well as the Kindle. They're both on Amazon. And, we're a global company in terms of what we're doing with the Hot Shot Mall. 17 years in business. I can go on and on and on. I don't think we appreciate that enough. We own our own radio station so we can do what we want. We own our own podcast platforms and, all of these things, guys. So I don't think we appreciate what we have like others appreciate what we have. I want us in 2022 to start appreciating what you have your hands on. So when you hear me talk about things, even though I don't self-promote, when you hear me talk about things, whether it's the book, the radio station, so forth and so on, it is to bring light on what we're doing as a company and as a family, as opposed to anything like self-promoting. So I'm looking for others of you to, yes, Diane, you had a question?
Yeah, I just want to speak real quickly. I just want to say that One Voice, One Group, and what we did as a small group with our lead of Danica is we're all getting the book or got the book. And what we're doing is reading a chapter every week. And we're coming back as a group and discussing it because everybody gets something else from the book. So I just want to say that to everyone, that it is very important that, our leader has written this book after years and years of experience, because life takes a toll on us. It really does. It takes a toll on us. And for us to get recharged, that's why we're back on these Saturday meetings and why we do what we do, because we get recharged and we want to have our cups full so we can go from the overflow. That's so right. I just wanted to absolutely say that for me, it is true as well, because we all have things to do, but I am committed. I am all in. And I just wanted to say that so everyone in their small groups could do the same. And hey, let's go fill our tanks and take 2022 to another place.
Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you
so
much.
Diane, I'm waiting for you to hit Crown Ambassador. Oh, I said that out loud.
After Danica.
Samira, you had a question?
No, I had a comment. I just wanted to mention the podcast. You mentioned it, but you did not promote it as it should be. And I just want to congratulate all of the ones that have set up their podcast. And what I found very effective, because people do not necessarily, and not everybody's not on the Facebook for the ads that you post, then what I do is I copy them and text them, and it's been very successful. But I also let them know that if you missed it, all you have to do is go to the website, which you all put on the podcast. And I also give them, like, let's talk with Stanley Doucette, the deep dive podcast.com, and the buzz. And she's definitely buzzing. Congratulations. And I'm so glad you had a new one, because I was tired of watching the old three that you
I know.
all right.
I couldn't wait for season. I couldn't wait for season 2. I've been kind of itching. It took a while. Oh, by the way, the reason it took a while is we actually listed all of the videos from season 1 podcasts. They're now on YouTube. So if you go to the Deep Dive Podcast with Sam Oram, just search that. You'll see now the video versions of all of the audio podcasts. And then starting this week, I have a guest coming up, Sean Banks. He's incredible. You guys got to hear him Thursday. But the video and the audio versions will be released on the same day. So like this Thursday, the video of Sean Banks and myself, as well as the audio. So season 2 is going to be incredible, but that's what took so long to get season 2 up and running. Had to edit all of the videos and things from season 1. So it's going to be incredible. Thank you for saying that, Samira. And thank you all for supporting all of the podcasts. I do know that we have some other people that's going to be doing podcasts this year. So we're excited about that as well. And, again, you should take pride in it because you guys own it. This is not mine, it's yours. All right, so we've talked enough. We've gone. Oh, go ahead, Mr.
Yep,
Doucette.
that's right. I have a question and I want to ask you this from a actual training or from a leadership standpoint. I know you're very, very structured, very organized, and very detailed at what you do. You start on time, and then you will give an ending time. I'm asking a question in some case, and like you would always say, hey, I don't want to go over time, so on and so forth. Can you go a little bit into that? Because sometimes you have some powerful things that you're discussing, and you will cut it off at 12 noon or whatever that ending time is. You straight cut it. And we're on the edge of our seats. And you like, all right, that's enough. Cut it off, hit the end button, and you out.
Yeah, here's why. My mentor, and I'm not talking about Miles Monroe. I'm talking about Miles Monroe's mentor. So my mentor shared with us how important integrity is. And for me, what I say that I want to do, it's important that I do it. Starting on time and ending on time, it just is a form of integrity. Now, what I say about, I always start on time. If I don't start on time, something is dreadfully wrong. But in terms of ending, though, what I'll typically say is if I'm supposed to end at noon, then I don't mind if people have to disconnect. I don't mind if they have to disconnect because my integrity is because people will set their babysitters, they'll set their day, they'll set their travel schedule based on what I said. And if I'm going on and on and on, then that lacks integrity. So if I go beyond the time, then I don't get upset if people disconnect at the exact time. In fact, I did this on a call this week. Someone else's call that I was on, they told me it was going to be 45 minutes. And so I set 45 minutes because, I have a very, very tight schedule every day. And when that 45 minutes came, he was still going. And unfortunately, I had to disconnect. It is what it is because I have a very rigid schedule. So that's all it is. It's just to maintain integrity. At any point, if we want to, I'm not talking about today because I'm tired, but at any point, if we want to, if we want to go on and on and on, we could go on and on, but we have to honor those people that do have to leave at the time that we say, and then we can go on beyond that. That's all.
Finally, 5 seconds. I'm sorry. I would be remiss if I didn't give it up to Mr. Landrum and his podcast. And I do know that it's on Fridays at 9:00. And I do want to say that Miss Artheta Rasul's birthday was January 6th, and she actually turned 94. I know she's going to have a challenge, but her son, I was able to send him the One Voice radio link, which you all beautifully have everybody's podcast with your photos and everything. See, this is the challenge we're faced. A lot of people are not familiar with the fact that what you put on the paper is a screenshot. They have to actually go click in and log on. So, in terms of your calendar, I know that you do have those beautiful pictures on the website, But some people don't even understand how to get to the website. And then I noticed when I first started watching it, you all had a calendar on it, so that people need to know the dates and times. And it's up to them because I can't continue. You know what I mean? To let them
Yeah.
know they have to want to know the times and the dates. So this is my New Year's resolution. It's over. Okay. Thank
That's
you.
true. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Mr. Landrill's podcast is and the buzz. Everybody's podcast is great. I mean, because we really one thing you guys are learning with One Voice is it's not just about one voice. Everybody is growing, mentally, spiritually, understanding the value of certain things, and the podcasts are just an extension of that. Like I posted that link earlier with Pastor Landrum's message from yesterday because it was so apropos for what we talked about today. So check it out and support them. Go to the websites. All of us have websites. The Buzz is a combination talk show and podcast, so they'll get on there. And ain't no telling what they might do on the Buzz. They just be buzzing. So who knows? And I don't have any control over anybody's podcast. They can do what they want to do. We just host that through our platform. So yeah, y'all got a lot of stuff, guys. Take advantage of it. And I'm not gonna continue to belabor the point. I think we had a great training today. So just hopefully you took some notes and just start implementing those things, and just be prepared for next week's training. We'll talk about the compensation plan. We'll go ahead and put that out there now for next Saturday. Shouldn't take that long. It's very simple. So you shouldn't be on this long next week. And remember that if you have people that you want us to service in terms of a presentation, make sure that you get with your upline or get with one of us in terms of scheduling your presentation specific to you and your team. With that, guys, thank you guys for joining us on this weekend. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you on the beaches of the world. Have a great day.
You better
Amen.
hurry up. You're
Have
about
a
to hit
great day, everyone.
All right.
Get the
Thank you,
book.
Mr. Farrup.
Get the book.
Got it.
All right.